Hey everybody, hope you're all had a good weekend. BTC just closed its weekly candle here, so let's take a look. Uh, First thing I want to show is that we're kind of sitting on top of this trend line here, so it looks like it's just retesting this trend line. Hopefully we're going to break up here. I think this is probably mostly on like a 3-day, wherever the candles touch mostly. Yeah, and it looks like we've cleared that part. So hopefully we actually start to go up here. Now, this is the best situation that we've seen so far. We've been just under this trend line getting rejected, right? So we've closed above it, and that's where we do want to continue to be, right? Now we could just trend on top of this for a while. We could go up, we could come back down to retest it later. There's a lot of things that can happen, but structurally things look really, really good. We just don't want to close back underneath that trend line. Otherwise, you're going to revisit. You could revisit somewhere down here. But structurally, it looks good for buying crypto for it to be going up soon. Okay, so let's look at the weekly and see how that closed. Yeah, so you've got a good hammer here showing a lot of buy pressure at this level. And even the weekly, you have a weekly close above here and then a secondary close, so a confirmed candle. So that's what you want to see before buying on a lot of trend line breakouts. And then let's look at the MACD. So the MACD looks really good. And then the stochastic RSI looks really good. So does the RSI. Okay, RSI has broken the trend, and it's starting to make new highs here, right? So things look really, really good for BTC. Other than that, there's probably not anything spectacular to cover on BTC in particularly. We can take a look at a few of the altcoins and see if they're doing anything special. So Litecoin had a decent couple days, right? So we have this bullish weekly engulfing candle, and then you have a hammer candle, and then you've got a cross on the stochastic and on the MACD. So things look pretty good for Litecoin. This should really just continue to go up here, I would think. There's nothing that looks negative about Litecoin right now. 3-day is passing through the zero line. And for example, if you pass through the zero line going down, you have downward price action. Typically when you go up here and you pass through, you have upward price action. So this was most likely your first wave 1 up, an ABC correction, and then now you should be doing wave 3, which should be larger than this one here. Let's look at Doge. I think Doge was actually looking pretty good too. Had a pretty decent week. So yeah, you've got your breakout, your retest, bullish engulfing candle, and then you're actually closing candles above this, so you've completed Dow theory on a smaller time frame here. You have completed Dow theory on a larger time frame here. So the lowest that this could have went is down to 6 cents, and it came down to about 8. Okay, so now we should be moving into wave 3, and things should get pretty exciting on Dogecoin here pretty soon. Weekly hasn't passed through zero line yet, but it's short. It's on its way there. And then let's see the monthly real quick. Yeah, I mean, even the monthly is going to cross next month. As long as we stay where we're at right here, Let's look at a bigger chart, actually. And this is what we've really been waiting on. Yeah, so that's what you want to see right there. You've crossed on the MACD for the monthly. You're above the orange line. You're most likely going to cross and confirm a cross on Doge for this next month. And then that's a really, really good sign. So for example, we crossed right here from this point and probably went up 300% or so. Yeah. And then this one should be above 300% from its low point down here. But look what happens when Doge crosses. So like for example right here, that's where that wave 3 came from. And then right here as well, you had wave 3 cross that. Okay, so that's extremely bullish for Dogecoin over the next couple months. That closes in 4 days, so unless we just had some major sell-off or something, I wouldn't expect this not to cross next month. Okay, looks good there. Let's see, let me take a look at my phone here and see what else we can look at. Look at BCH again. Didn't confirm a cross yet. It'll probably confirm next week. But you do have a cross in the stochastic. You've broken out of this trend line. No matter really how you draw this thing, I think it's still crossed. So we should be moving into wave 3 as well. A bigger, more explosive move in wave 3. Monthly probably looks the same as Doge, I would assume. No, not a cross on the stochastic, but some of these tokens are probably going to do that. Let me actually go back to look at LTC. Potentially a cross there. TRX, we haven't looked at that one for a little bit, but you've had that cross there on the monthly, and you moved up quite a bit the next month. That might recross next week. Nothing looks really bad about I would expect this to break this old high. Like, I think it would break this before it would retrace any further. It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, you do have bearish divergence here, but just structurally, I mean, you've confirmed, you've been closing multiple candles above this level of support, so I would really think that this would break up. ICP, I think I bought some at like $8 the other day. And did not cross to the upside on the stochastic. Looks like we're just retesting this trend line. Like I said before, this isn't a major trend line like Doge and some of the other ones. However, we are kind of hugging this trend line and things look okay. So if we go green next week, this will probably cross back to the upside. And then the monthly, I think we did confirm that cross, but you've got bullish divergence there, so that looks really, really good. So ICP is still one I'd be purchasing. Let's Let's look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. There's not really much else to cover on altcoins. I'll look at them again on Thursday and see if anything's really happened there. Weekly, I mean, still looks bullish here, so we'll see what happens on that one. Let's look at the altcoin market cap. Yeah, and I mean that's a breakout and then a retest, so that looks good too. Would have liked to see it cross, but that could cross next week. So, all right, guys, that's really all I have. I know it's kind of a short video, but there's not much more happening than what I've been covering. Things are pretty slow whenever they start another wave a lot of the time, unless there's some kind of capitulation, and we haven't really seen that. So, just it still looks good, and things still seem to get ready to take off whenever. So y'all have a good week. I'll talk to you on Wednesday.